Hey guys, Tamara Beatty here, voice and performance coach. Today I actually have a question for you. It's one that I'm finding that I'm asking people a little bit more than normal. It's an important question, I think, for any singer, whether you're singing for fun or you're trying to get into the business or you're in the business of it. I think it's important to ask this question of ourselves every now and then to sort of keep us on the right path. When we're working in the business, it's very easy to kind of begin a whole bunch of projects. And actually, even if you're not in the business, you might just get involved in a lot of projects of singing. They're so fun. Recording, getting an EP together, putting things out online. There might be a little bit of stress involved in that, some more than others. But essentially, it all begins from this love of singing, really. And the question that I think is very important to ask, especially if we are going down that business road where it begins as a love, and then as you go, it begins to be tasks, administrative tasks, etc., and questions and marketing and all of these things. I think it's good to come back sometimes and ask ourselves this question. Why do you sing? Now, this is an important question, and it might seem silly. It's like, well, I sing because I like it. But it's very important because it's very easy for us to get off track. And when we do, we don't realize it, but we can be heading down a path of burnout. We can be heading down a direction that maybe is leading us towards what we're good at, not necessarily what is good for us. And it's really important to come back to that. If you're experiencing any doubts, or you're trying to make decisions, or you're feeling like something that was really exciting has just gone a little bit tricky, or that you're really excited and you just want to take the steps down the path that will lead you to really exciting things ongoing, then I think this question is very, very, very good to answer. So I think there's lots of different types of answers that people could give. I think the most, common one is, I love it. It's fun. It feels like I feel like myself when I do it. Those are all fantastic reasons to sing. But I think if we go a little further, we're going to help really understand the elements that we need in order to feel good, to thrive, and to keep what we're doing facing in the right direction, pointing to our true north as opposed to our compass sort of going from here to here to here to here. I really find that right now there's lots of stuff online. There's, ads all the time. There's tons of things you can be doing, improve this, try this. These are the 4 things you need to know for this. This is the 8 steps that you're going to use, and every problem you have is going to be solved. Well, that's great. It might even give a short-term solution. But we can easily get inundated and overwhelmed. And when we get to that spot, we're not as productive and we're not as creative. And we are just sort of chipping away at that very bright, excited spot that we started at. And I think it's good to go back there. So let's look at a couple of deeper reasons why we might sing. So one of them could be just a feeling of, I've got something inside, I want to get it out. I just have something in here, I want to release it, and the way I release it is through singing. Some people do it through dance, you might too. Some people do it through art or writing or through an expression of some other sort. It doesn't even have to be in the arts. But I feel like I've got something inside, it wants to get out, I want to express it. So that's one element of it. Some people have an extra element to it, which is not only do I want to express it, I want my expression to be shared with somebody, to land somewhere. That makes sense because after all, art is mostly, not just a one-way street. It's not just created and then left. It's created to be shared, usually, not always. Sometimes you just do it because you want to do it for yourself. Knowing that is helpful because if you start going down the path and doing things for other people and you start feeling, I don't really like that, then you got to remember, I got to at least, even if I'm doing things for others, I got to remember that I, in the very beginning, did this for myself. So I need to come back to that. But if you're the person who does it, has something inside, has to get out, and you do it for the love of it, but you want it to be shared, digested by, received by somebody else, then that other end is really, really important. And if you're not able to be on stage, or things are crazy sometimes, as we know, and performances and things like that might not be as plentiful, if you're somebody who not only wants to do it because they love it, but they want it to be received by somebody, they want to share it with somebody, they want to connect with other people through their art, then having that element is very important. And that element could be done live, it could be done online. You might think of a way to connect with somebody personally as opposed to, going online and doing it randomly, or perhaps the other way around. But having that other element is important. And so you want to make sure that you maintain that element of, I've got to do this, I got to share it. There you go. There are lots of other reasons why you might sing. One is one that I think that people don't think about a lot, and that is just the pure skill of it, the pure challenge of it. Some people, believe it or not, you might be somebody who does it because you need and want to connect with others. And there will be other people who don't identify with that, and they just really love the challenge of it. They love doing something hard, and they love doing something that's difficult for them, and they get excited by it, and it's what kind of runs their motor of what they're excited to do. So if you find yourself leaning this way, you definitely want to make sure that you're keeping the challenge of it up. You're trying to do things that challenge your ear or that are difficult for the voice, and you want to inch your way towards them, and you practice every day. You might even listen to examples and try and copy things. You might want to challenge your musicality a little bit. You could find riffs online and isolate them and work at getting them just so, or you could take a guitar solo, for example, and you can try and learn it with your voice, or take a classical piece and turn it into an arrangement with your voice. Anything that is a challenge is very important to come back to if you started your love of singing this way. So that's basically what I'm trying to say is, what birthed your love of singing? Not just that I love to do it, but it's because I wanted to get something inside out. I wanted to share the thing that I've got inside with other people. I want to challenge myself and build skill. I love that aspect of it. There are other reasons why you might want to do it. It could be a total healing element for you. Yes, an expression, but like for the purpose of healing, ease, mind, clarity, all these types of things. Music can help do this for us. We could just be using sounds and syllables. We could look towards meditations and bring that back to ourselves. So that mental aspect of it, relaxing, calming, using your voice to do all those things, is an absolute amazing place to sing from. And you might then do things like, when people aren't feeling well, maybe you send them a song, or maybe when you're feeling a lot of emotions, you can kind of go inside and feel where you're feeling them and try and sing from that spot. See if you can transform that into something else. So this might not be something you identify with at all, but some people will. And so in listening to all these things, I hope that you're going to find one or more that really apply to you. I know there might be many, many more reasons why you sing, but take a listen to these, see if any of these relate to you. After this, take a moment and just reflect. Some people are singing for, a higher purpose. Other people are singing for the reasons I mentioned. And, there will be other reasons why you sing. Please feel free to put them in the comments. But please, no matter what you're doing, whether you're, singing for fun or you're singing for professional, that's the main area I'm interested in, because this is the biggest risk of burnout if we don't examine this question. Why do you sing? Because if you remember why you sing and you remind yourself throughout the year, and you make sure that you always have a little element of that every day or every week, come back to it. Don't lose sight of it. It'll be so nourishing to get back to it. It's very, very, very important. I really, truly believe that doing things in the way that works for you is what's most important. I don't know that I'm a big fan of inundation and, being bombarded with things. I really believe that we have things inside of us that are true to us. If we follow them, we work towards them, we know the next step, we're going to go somewhere. It's very important to always thrive along the way. I really appreciate you being here. If you like these videos, please like them. That really helps me a lot. Or if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Also, I have an e-news. If you could just check the links below. If you want to be on that e-news list, you're going to be notified of videos and get little extra insider tips, etc., etc. Feel free to sign up for that below. Okay, guys, thanks so much for being here. I hope you figure out an answer to this question and can remind yourself throughout the year. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.